Hello everybody and welcome to Internationalist Plays Hearts of Iron 4! This is one of the 3 campaigns that I will be doing before the game is actually released. The first one is Italy, the second one is Poland, and this one is going to be as Brazil. We're gonna start as Brazil, and we're gonna try and build up a large Brazilian empire compassing of pretty much the complete South Americas, and probably try to gobble up as much of Central America as well. We're gonna play in a regular difficulty, RMM mode off, because, well, it's still a pre-release version, bugs may happen and crashes and stuff like that, and I want to be able to show you everything without much hiatus. And we're gonna keep historical focuses on. Let's start into the game. So, as Italy, we are part of the Axis. We are fascist. As Poland, we are part of the Allies. Not democratic, non-aligned, but we are part of the Allies. Well, kind of, because I kind of want to go against Germany, so that makes me kind of an ally. Even though we are not literally part of the Allies, but kinda. And as Brazil, we're gonna be part of the Comintern, I guess, then. We haven't seen us going communist yet, so why not go communist? And because, like, if I want to declare war on, for example, Uruguay, I need to justify a war goal. And because we are currently, like, non-aligned, we need to have at least 50% world tension before we could do such a thing. We're not gonna wait for that. No, not at all. We're gonna kind of contribute to the world tension by completely occupying everything over here. So we kind of need to go the communist way. And with that in mind, I'm probably going to go towards the collectivist ethos and the internationalism focus as soon as possible, so we can go communist as soon as possible. In the meantime, we only start with 2 slots for researching, which is terrible, like really terrible. But yeah, and we can choose what doctrine do we want to go for. We are a country with quite a lot of manpower, actually, for such a small nation. Well, minor nation. Brazil is large, it's not a small nation, but for a minor, we have quite a lot of manpower. And therefore we can go for many different things, actually. And since we have no predetermined support for any of the doctrines, it's kind of difficult to see what we want to go for. But I think mass assault doctrine is kind of the thing that communists does, like the Soviet Union is mass assault doctrine, so we kind of go for that. Nah, I don't think so though. Let's go with something cool, like mobile warfare, focus on speed, superior firepower, shells are cheap, manpower is not. I think let's go with superior firepower. And over here I want to start doing some machine tool, increasing our productivity. Well, no, actually we should start with mechanical engineering. Electronic mechanical engineering gives us better research rate, therefore it's probably better to get, I would say. Now we have some civilian factories which are going to be busy building military factories. We don't have that much room for military factories, but we're gonna build some at least. We'll conquer more later. Military factories that we have. We don't even have infantry equipment number 1. That's terrible. That really is terrible. Alright, we need to research that as well. Let's focus firstly on support equipment then. And that's import 4 steel. Who do we want to strengthen? Let's strengthen France. We have nobody being trained. Let's look at the division. It's like 2 by 4. It's really okay. That's good, actually. Better than I expected. Sure, we're gonna keep those guys. We're gonna train them. And we're gonna add some more units. And we're gonna put this on low and this on high. Yeah, and we're gonna put them over there. Alright. And we have a free dockyard. We are going to build some counters. So we are having some lack of resources, but it's not important right now. And the first part for our political power, we will gain some over here as well. We'll be getting a communist revolutionary, a supporter of the international revolution, hoping to aid the countries in eventually the world's transition to a communist society. And we will do our utmost effort to become part of that revolution. Let's see how many brigades we start. Zoom a little bit in. Like that. Start with 7. It's not much, but it's something. No, we don't need the airfields. Let's go here and make a front line over there. Gonna also make an offensive plan over here. And I just hope that they will do a lot of effort of gaining some industrial stuff. Because the more industrial stuff they get, the more I get when I take them over. And by now we are strong enough to actually attack them immediately, but unfortunately we can't because we don't have the means of justifying a war against them yet. Soon we will, hopefully. Need a little bit more time. And this is the first remilitarization of the Rhineland, political effort, and we are going to go with the collectivist ethos. Our enemies may divide and conquer lesser nation, but our people will stand united, all for one and one for all. And we're gonna hire a communist revolutionary. While workers rise up against our oppressors around the world, those who claim to have achieved class consciousness in Brazil sit idly by and wait for change to come from within a political system so thoroughly corrupt. Only revolution could save us from it. So speak new voices in the Brazilian communist movement, referring to the rule of Estado Novo as a dictatorship of the bourgeoisie, and they have begun calling for it to be brought out of power by any means necessary. Whether those means will come from within or without remains to be seen. A movement for the people must seek support from the people. There may be those in the government itself who support such ideas. So an internal support for a communist coup, or a popular support for a communist uprising. I'm gonna go for a popular uprising. Why? Why not? I mean, we'll see if we can get something. And already the Communist Party is gaining more membership. The higher your communist popularity will be, the lower the effectiveness of Henry Berger will become eventually. Let's get some more support equipment. And we have finished that. Immediately I'm gonna go for weapons 1. So we can start pushing out some of those weapons. The next stuff will definitely be all infantry equipment though. We are having a shortage of aluminium. Fine, I will reduce 1 over here so we don't have a shortage of aluminium anymore. Too bad. Kind of want to have 3 support equipment factories going. So you can see the beginning is going quite rapidly with the communist popularity. I estimate we need about 50% communist popularity before we switch. I believe there is like a percentage chance once you get like on a larger front, but we'll see. Collectivist ethos is done, and let's go with internationalism focus. Ideology knows no borders. Another nation may call itself sovereign, but our convictions are above such claims. We become communists sooner rather than later, which will increase the rate at which we become communist as well when we have the internationalism focus, because it will give us daily communist support plus 10.10 or 0.1 which will this guy do as well. So we get 0.2 per day actually. And maybe this is actually like these kinds of things. You can also influence other nations' party popularity. It might be a little bit too powerful. For example, if you start in Germany and you start pushing your fascism into the Comintern, there is a chance that they will actually become fascist. I've seen it happen at least once. Maybe I was lucky, but it might be a little bit too powerful. With the Spanish Civil War going on, unfortunately we don't have anything we can contribute, but we hope our brothers will survive, the communist ones at least. We have some more political power. We can modify the government. We don't need any of this. Maybe go to... no, not really. I think we want a military theorist. Gain some extra army experience as well. That will be strong for us. And we have 10 consumer factories, like, what are they called? Civilian factories? Yeah, producing military factories, which is quite a lot. I'm quite happy with the starting base of the Brazilian industry, manpower. Alright, we have the internationalism focus as well. Excellent. So right now we could go deeper into this, which leads us to political correctness, foreign subversive activities efficiency will decrease, and we gain some political power, get some national unity and political power, gain division recovery rate and political power. You see the common theme in here? And we go to ideological fanaticism, which will give us more national unity, attack on core territory and all those things. But that's not really that interesting for us. I want to build up the nation more industrial. Even though we have a strong industry base, I want to make it even stronger. So let's go with an industrial focus, which will also lead us towards the famous extra research slots. This one will be gained for free, and this one we need 50 factories, and there is one over here as well. And we need to be at war, in a faction, and have more than 50 factories, and a country who is in the faction has to have more than 50 factories as well. Only in that way we will be able to gain our full power of 5 research slots. So, as you can imagine, that can be a little bit difficult. But we might do it. We might join the Comintern. I know of a country in the Comintern who actually has more than 50 factories. Soviet Union. And yeah. The 11th Olympic Games were recently held in Berlin, Germany, attended by at least... well, this is the same every time again. If you want to read this, please check out one of my other campaigns. Or pause the video or something like that. I'm not going to read that same event out all the time. Good, the infantry equipment is done. Now let's go for some machine tools for some better production. And we're going to switch these infantry equipment out for these. So instead of a knife, they now get a grenade. Much better, I think. And the rifle becomes a little bit better as well, looks like. Like, probably this is like barrel loading or something like that, but you have to put in the gunpowder yourself. And now we have proper breech-loaded rifles. Much better, I would say. Now we are actually training some units already. You can be assigned to the front line. I'm actually going to assign you automatically over there. And let's see if we have a good commander available. We have General Eurico Gaspar Dutra, who is a ranger for attacking in the forest, or we have a jungle rat for attacking in jungle. Let's see. We have the superior firepower. Let's keep going in that tree, which is now delayed. Lack inventory gains better organization. So, Uruguay, you have pretty much plains everywhere. Alright, next target would probably be Paraguay. And it looks like you have forest everywhere. So we're gonna get our forest guy. Good, congratulations. You're gonna get more experience. Well, this has a level 5. Congratulations. Even though you're less useful, you are more useful. It's a contradiction. Industrial focus is starting. Now we can focus directly for the armament industry, for extra military build factories. We can go down this first for the extra research slot. I think right now the extra research slot is more important, so let's start and focus upon that. How is our communism doing? In fact, has halved already. So right now, with the 2 bonuses, we are still gaining only 0.1 per day in communism. That's unfortunate. But at least we have the 2 bonuses stacked together. If we only had like the internationalism or the reformer, things would go so much slower. But there is a chance that there will be events popping up, which will increase our communist popularity as well. So we kind of would be hoping for those kinds of things right now, so we can become more communist. And step away from our non-alignedness. We can modify our government. National unity, political power, military opinion. Nah, I don't think we need anything yet. So we're gonna save our political power for now, so that when we turn communist we might get some other cool stuff. Italy annexed Ethiopia. Good for them. Not good for Ethiopia. Yeah, and we're just pretty much waiting before we actually become communist. Well, we're gaining some more construction effort. More civilian factories means faster production of these factories. The problem is that it's not a one-on-one, like every civilian factory that we gain is not an extra civilian factory producing over here, because we are still getting 30% going towards the consumer goods. That's unfortunate, but that's a necessary evil, I would say. Basic machine tools will be done soon, that's really nice. And we have a bonus to researching this technology now from our focus of industrial effort. And we're going to use that immediately for improved machine tools. Are you training over there? No, you're just literally being... Oh no, you are training. Why are you having so much problem with attrition? But you're training and looking tired or something like that. Yeah. Once the war starts, this should be a really one-sided fight. I think we should be more than strong enough to actually beat the Uruguayan forces. And then we go after Paraguay. Probably Bolivia. Ooh, look at that. Class conflicts divides Brazil. The communist revolutionary movement, once a fringe popular among radical academics in theory and troublemaker in practice, has seen increased support among the Brazilian working class. The fact that even more people choose to identify themselves with a class at all implies that Marxist ideas are spreading beyond those who actively seek to overthrow the government. Estado Novo members lament the development, longing for a time when Brazilian was what people identified as first and foremost. Their concerns are not unfounded. It could be argued that a revolution is already underway, occurring on several levels in society, and it may be too late to stop it. The people may call themselves whatever they want. We gain 15% popularity in communists, and we lose 2 base national unity. That's fine. And with that, we are the majority power. Oh, we should definitely get an extra national focus as well. Luckily, that is also a thing that actually stacks up if you don't push it in immediately. I'm not sure how much it actually will keep on stacking up. Communists demand a referendum. Marxist idea took root in Brazil a long time ago, but have gained much more widespread support lately. I wonder why. The movement has spread outside political theory and into political practice, with disgruntled workers and even some high-profile celebrities voicing support. The communist cause is the class consciousness. The Estado Novo called it fast track to riots and treason. Showing a little faith in Getúlio Vargas being willing to implement the reforms they demand, the more vocal communists have called for an immediate referendum to have the current government removed. While we might be able to reverse the momentum of this mass movement, failure to do so will doubtlessly result in more popular communist methods of removal. Revolution. We will probably take a referendum. We don't want to stop the communists, so this PCDOB will come into power, public elections will not be held, and we gain a base national unity of -5%. Excellent! We are now the Brazilian Socialist Republic. Uruguay, I'm coming for you, buddy. We want to conquer Uruguay. It will cost us 48 political power and it will take 240 days. So yeah, that's gonna take a while before we get there, but that's fine. We also have a research slot open for us. I'm gonna go with concentrated industry because I think it's the most awesome one. And we're gonna go with a war economy as well for, well, faster production of these things, these factories, because we have more consumer factories or civilian factories working on them and they're being built faster in general. But yeah, we're coming for you, Uruguay. You better watch out. You better not try. But that's all going to be in the next episodes. Until then, thank you guys for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.